Hello everyone, I am Tada, and today we're going to play as the Crown of Castile in Europa Universalis 5. As you might know, this is one of the easiest and most beginner-friendly nations in the game, and we're going to use this nation to learn everything about the game, from how to build our nation correctly to how to expand, be it by conquering, vassalizing, or forcing our neighbors into a union. The goal in this game is simple. We're going to quickly consolidate the region of Iberia in no time, and then we'll make subjects in the Maghreb and Italy regions while we further build our nation and learn how to colonize. This video can be used as a guide to learn not only about Castile, but also for most of the game mechanics. And if you'd like to see a second part, let me know by liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment below. Now, enough with the yapping, so let's start with our setup. So there we are as Castile, and the first thing we're going to do is to select our rivals. These are going to be Navarra, because we want to conquer it soon, and Tunis, because they usually ally Morocco. Now we're going to grant our children a better military education, and this is because we want to have strong military skilled cabinet members, because we are going to convert every province in Iberia to Catholic, and then we're going to assimilate them into our accepted cultures, be it Castilian or Asturianese. Now our diplomatic actions are going to be to start improving relations with France because we want to ally them, and spying on Granada because we want to fabricate a casus belli on them to make them our vassal. We could also start spying on Morocco just in case they vassalize Granada. Now, as I said, we are going to assign some members to our cabinet to, start converting our provinces. Ideally, we should do it on the provinces where we have a silver location. So we're going to do it here and here on Sevilla. Now we're going to also grant the cabinet seats to our best members that are not part of the nobility. This is because we want the nobility to be weak in this game. We're also going to promote the best out of these two to the head of the cabinet. And then for advanced 3 we are going to do the classic max RGOs and institution growth. For the estates I'm going to keep it simple and get autocracy instead of feudal nobility because of the extra crown power. And then I'm going to grant, the burghers building rights, and then let me grant to the nobility elite council to get agendas done easier. Also just to make them loyal because they weren't. Now I'm going to grant embellish great works of faith to the clergy and something else they had. Religious advisory council because of the efficiency of our cabinet. And this would be pretty much the state setup. At least this is what I play with. I do this because this way I can go towards centralization once I revoke communal lands from the peasants, towards innovative spiritualist before we need to start converting our cultures, but on the start we need to get religious unity, then we'll swap to humanist, not too much into aristocracy, we'll balance it more to the middle later once we start revoking privileges to the nobility, towards free subjects, conciliatory, quality, which I don't care so much about, same for offensive and defensive, or for land and naval. But I can also go towards traditional economy and communalism. And these are, in my opinion, the best values you can pick for a Castile gameplay. Just remember to balance your aristocracy and plutocracy later and move towards humanist once you finish converting everyone. This is of course if you don't care so much about the military aspect of the gameplay, because well, as Castile you don't need to fight that much, because if you did, you need to go towards quantity, because possible frontage is so unbalanced right now and it's 100% better than quality in every single game you play. Now we go to our balance tab, automatize everything that's not worth micromanaging, just like this. Stop spending so much money in things we don't need, such as the armies and forts while we are at peace. And then we move this, just like this. And if you want to start getting more stability and legitimacy, then sure, go ahead and move the sliders to the maximum. Now I'd like to build a royal court in our capital because of the crown power and efficiency of our cabinet it gives, but we lack the gold to do so, and there's no close trade node we can get gold from, so we are not going to spend money on this. Instead, what we're going to do is to start expanding our RGOs because this is the most effective way to get money, at least early on, of course. Now, I know this is not the most optimal way to play or to do this, but I'm going to max expand every RGO after I make my silver locations have the RGOs on 5. This is because I can't bother with doing it later, so I just do it right now. We are anyway going to start making our population migrate towards these two provinces because we want these two provinces to have low autonomy, or in EU5 high control, just like this. Now I just spam the max expand RGO button until I am at 300 ducats, more or less, because our heir is about to be 3 years old and we're going to spend some money on his education. We're going to give him an expensive education, right? Now, once the setup is done, let's start our campaign. We're missing some books on Sevilla, so let's just build a bit. I'll do it on Sevilla and Toledo. Maybe later I'll do it on Córdoba and Murcia too. This is why I was saving money, and this is why I'll build more of these box buildings later, because I want to give this guy an expensive education. On this event, always click on the first option, even if you don't have the money, because you are going to get the population growth buff, which is huge. Now this event says great news, but none of this option is great, so these are not great news, because as you can see, this makes the nobles and the clergy very powerful in some of our best provinces. But yeah, this second option is even worse than the first one. As you can see, it gives us way less production for 100 years, so we have to take the first option. After you get to 20 spy network on Granada, I'm actually in 34 because I forgot to check it. Just go ahead and click on create casus belli and click on religious war. Then press on OK and select the province with the highest population, let's say Granada in this case. Now OK, and make this guy stop spying. This is because we want to save some of our diplomats. Now we have to summon the parliament, but every time you do this, ideally you want to do it on your capital, in this case Valladolid. This is because if you do it on your capital, you move more towards centralization. I'd like to click on something else, but let me check if I can declare on Granada. Yes, I can. Even though they're allied with Portugal, we could always just piece out Portugal easily. So let me again go to Valladolid and select something where we have already a high support base. Let's say host army exercises. Now we can bribe the parliament a bit. So let's click on focus on the land, for example, and fabricate a casus belli on Navarra. Again, do it where the population is the highest, in this case Navarra, and bribe the parliament again to bring it to 50%. Now this is very important. As you can see, we have finished converting Astorga, so everyone is Catholic on this place, but the game hasn't cancelled this cabinet action and it didn't give us a warning either. I don't know if this is intended or if it's a bug, but either way you have to keep an eye on it, and once you finish converting a province, be sure to right click on the cabinet guy and start converting somewhere else. I recommend doing it in your capital, of course. Also, now that I have enough stability, and maybe you should do this too, I'm going to remove communal lands from the commoneers because this gives us plus 20 progress to decentralization, 0-20 actually, but yeah, I'm going to revoke this privilege and tank the stability and loyalty hit, because now we can finally go towards centralization, which is way better than decentralization in most of the games, but especially for this one we are going to play now. Now I am also going to start creating a casus belli on Granada, again for religious war, but this time I'm not doing it on the most populated province, and instead I'm going to do it on Gibraltar, because I want to consolidate Iberia first before invading the Maghreb, even if they have gold in this province right here. Just like this, we go to the military tab, build ships and build Catalan galleys. Just do 2, maybe 3 or 4, maybe we will build 2 more later. Yeah, we also want to declare first on Granada before declaring on these guys, because even if you declare on Navarra or Portugal and they are allied between each other, there's a very high chance Aragon is going to intervene in the war, and even if it's easy to win this war fighting against everyone else in Iberia, maybe it's kind of hard if you don't know how to micromanage your armies well. So I recommend doing Granada first and maybe Morocco as well, because yeah, it's way easier to do it this way. If you get a new outbreak in any province, be sure to make your cabinet member, the one you care less about, start a recovery effort in the province you've got the outbreak. This is very important because this makes you get your prosperity back. Well, Portugal is on civil war right now and they have pretenders, so I think I'm going to declare on Navarra instead of waiting to declare on Granada and then on Navarra. Maybe Aragon intervenes, but yeah, there's no way they can beat us. So we can just click on Parliament approved claims on province and declare the war. Now we will just press the button, raise our levies. We don't need all of our levies, but I am not going to micromanage this, so we can just click on raise all levies, and then we're going to split our armies to siege down Iruña, Guardia, and I thought they had some other fort here, but yeah, we have to siege down the forts first, and then we can siege down everything else. We're going to vassalize them in this war. The age of the Renaissance, this changes everything. Okay, so we are going to go with administrative focus just because of, where is it, local infrastructure, which gives us proximity cost. It is way better than anything on the military focus, and we don't really need the war score cost from Diplo focus. So yeah, we're going to go with admin focus instead. Now that we occupied everything in Navarra, we're going with this peace deal. We're going to make them a vassal, we're going to humiliate them, make them revoke every core we own, and make them give us some war reps and all of the money we can ask for. Then we go and send the demands. Also now Navarra is obviously not our rival anymore because we have vassalized them. So we're going to make Tlemcen our rival. Remember to disband all of your levies and to adjust the economy back to a peacetime economy. Then you should go and start improving opinion with them, because eventually we want to integrate them, of course. Same goes for Navarra after we vassalize them. Or maybe we are going to just annex them and release as vassal. I think this second option might be better than the first one. I'll explain it later. Now that we have some treasure available, let's make our army and navy ready to fight. We're going to declare on Granada. So yeah, the game plan here is to move our ships to block the strait as usual and just declare on Granada and full annex them, easy peasy. There is it, we go for religious war and declare as soon as we get a diplomat. Now we go with another classic. We're going to go first for the proximity cost and then we're going for the food production. So our war score has gone down from 50, and this means something has changed. So yeah, it's of course Morocco intervening. Now this is no problem, because as you can see our navy is way stronger than theirs. We have prepared for this. So if we see any navy approaching, then we can just sink it. And yeah, I've even disbanded pretty much all of the Levi's I had. We are going to AFK after occupying these provinces down there, and we'll peace out Morocco, and then we're going to just peace out Granada. So yeah, again, it's a very easy war to win because they have no physical way to reach us. For our second parliament, I'm going to get something better, some cathedral somewhere. What is it? Sevilla, right? Yes. Yeah, we'll just bribe a bit by doing this, bellicose support, and wait until it's finished. Now let me tell you something. If you right click on Morocco and try to separate piece them out, you will see they are not willing to accept our demands. This is because we haven't beaten them enough. Now you could always just wait and wait and wait and wait and still get this without losing a single man, because eventually they would grow tired of being at war. Or you can, if you're confident enough, stop blocking the straits with your ships and wait until they land some small army somewhere in the south of Iberia. Then you can either sink the ships if the army is too big for you, or just go and stack wipe the army once it's on land on Iberia. Whatever you do though, don't try to invade Morocco unless you really know what you're doing, because they are way stronger than they seem. Look, they even have more population than Portugal and Aragon combined. Combine this with all of their mountain forts in Fas and so on. Yeah, it's smarter to just wait until they land on Iberia. Once you can, it's also not a bad idea making your silver provinces towns, just like this. And if Morocco doesn't surrender, Granada will do it at some point, meaning that you can just sue for peace Granada and full annex all they have here. And maybe even instead of taking money, you can take Ceuta for yourself, maybe even some more provinces, just like this, and send the demand. Now, as you might have realized already, it's not a good idea to keep this as it is, so now we're going to release two subjects. A custom one down there in Ceuta, we're going to make them a vassal, of course, and also release Granada on Granada, of course. Just be sure to make it a vassal, and then grant them these two locations you hold on the province of Malaga, and start improving relations with them, improve opinion. Now, you can either give them these two locations too, or just keep them for yourself. I think it's better to keep them for yourself, because you already have pretty much all of this province integrated already, so it's going to be cheap to integrate this. To do this, just click on one of your parliament, no, not parliament, one of your cabinet members, and make it integrate province, and just integrate Cadiz, just like this. And now you can keep playing your game. As you can see, there's also this warning right here that says you are going to get coalitioned by pretty much everything that's on the Maghreb. Now, this is nothing to worry about, because as I said before, they have no physical way to invade Iberia. Max they can get is these two provinces down there, but this doesn't matter at all. You are not going to lose to this coalition, so even if it forms, we don't care about it, right? Now try to see if you can ally France in order to be feared by everyone else, and as soon as you get another diplomat back, start improving relations with your third vassal. This way we will be improving relations with Navarra, Granada, and our third vassal, Al-Habat in my case. Now, why did we annex and release Granada instead of vassalizing them? Okay, As you can see, they hate us a lot. This is because the Andalusi guys hate Castilians, and yes, we are Castilians, of course. Not only that, they are Muslim and we are Catholic, so they hate us even more. If we vassalize them, instead of annexing them and releasing them, yes, we will get less antagonism, so we will probably not get coalition, but again, we do not care about such coalition. And there would be no easy way to make these guys like us, not loyal, not even like us. So yeah, I think it's better this way, if we just annex and release them, even if we lose the location of Old Vera, but it's not a big deal because again, we're going to integrate them later. And as you can see, it produces medicaments which are worth 1 ducat, so yeah. Now we start improving relations, improving opinion with these guys. And let's stop spending money on everything we can avoid, because the Black Death is here already. Now that it's here, we're going to move the crook into hiding, control the... no, actually no, let's isolate the counter instead. Can we do it? No. Yeah, we can't because no one else has the plague around us. It has appeared only in Sevilla. Dude, I've been having so many problems with Sevilla. I was about to finally convert it after getting 3 smallpox outbreaks in Sevilla, and then they converted to Catharism, and now the Black Death has spread to Sevilla before everywhere else around me. Look, only the Golden Horde and some Moldavian miners have the plague, and now I've got it on Sevilla. Dude, this is insane. So yeah, let's control the food market and expel the sick. And where is it? Present scapegoats. I find it better than this one, because if you check what does it do, it makes us be less resistant to diseases. So let's just present scapegoats and save as much money as we can and just survive the Black Death. After this, we will be able to declare on Portugal or Aragon, or even both at the same time. This depends on if we get the claim thrown casus belli on them and on which one do we get it first. Now that everyone around us has been infected, we can stop controlling the food market and we can start and should start isolating our country. Now you have to remember, you might be using one of your cabinet members to integrate Cadiz. If so, then it's completely fine, do not stop doing it, but use the other one to start a recovery effort wherever you need, which will be pretty much everywhere. There's it, we've just got the claim thrown casus belli on Portugal, and even if we are on the Black Death right now, we can't let this casus belli run out of time. So we are going to track the end date, which is in 1354, and we are going to declare before it expires. Not yet, because again we are still on the Black Death, but if we get to stabilize, even if we are still on the Black Death, we are going to declare on Portugal, right? Now the Black Death is only present in Sweden and yeah, somewhere in Landeck. I don't know where is Landeck. I think this is Austria. Yeah, it's Austria. So we are going to repeal, isolate the country, and we are going to get ready to declare on Portugal. Yep. Now that we have a diplomat and we are ready to declare a war, we are going to declare war on Portugal, of course, and select the casus belli claim throne. Now we are going to co-belligerent Aragon and call in France. Now, as you can see, France is already bringing their Levi's to fight Aragon, and let me tell you something, we are not calling in France because we need them to beat Aragon and Portugal at the same time. We can do this by ourselves, right? But the thing is, France usually attacks Aragon way before you can either conquer them yourself or PU them. The Iberian wedding event happens way later, in about 100 years from now, between 100 and 150 years. So that's a long time. Usually, if you wanna rush forming Spain, what you do is to conquer provinces in Aragon and not core them. Why do you do this? Well, that's only if you wanna form Spain fast. And it's not like you don't core the provinces because you can't or because it's better not to do so. No, you don't do it because, as you can see, there is still a while until we can finish integrating Cadiz for ourselves. And Cadiz is a province where we had every single location aside from these two. So yeah, as you might imagine, integrating provinces takes a lot. So what I find the best is to ally France to fight Aragon, calling in France, just to control the truce France has with Aragon, just so you can either conquer Aragon for yourself or force them to be constantly in truce until you can PO them. Now, if we want to go for pure efficiency, the most effective thing you can do is to fight Aragon, make them release Catalonia and Valencia, and make them a vassal, and then reconquer all of their provinces for them, which will be your vassal. And in the same wars, just conquer all of the provinces in Aragon from Aragon, right? But if you wanna LARP, then of course you either lose the Aragonese provinces to France or make them have the same truce as you do. Now it's completely up to you what you choose to do on your game. As soon as you can piece out Aragon, you can either start conquering their provinces, which I don't recommend because of the high antagonism you will get for PU in Portugal. But if you want to do this, then of course you can do it. If you are willing to start conquering Aragon on this war, what you can do is to conquer the provinces in the south and then release Valencia. But what I recommend doing is to only take this location, which is part of one of your provinces, and then make them dismantle every single fort they have. This is only to make them easier to invade on our next war against them. Then just some more money and send the demand. Now the peace deal is even easier to do with Portugal. Just ask them to be in a union, make them give you war reps, maybe an older treaties with Aragon, and then take max money. Now again, you could also take some provinces from them. If you're willing to do this, take the ones from the south. But again, this is only if you wanna rush forming Spain, which doesn't have much sense in my opinion. Now, after deciding what do you want to do, just send the demand. And this is what I've said. Look, Aragon would be coalitioning us if we didn't have a truce with them, and we've only taken one location. Now imagine how angry would they be if we had taken more locations, or even worse, provinces from them. Now, I don't think this is worth the effort or the hassle, but again, if you wanna do it, sure, then just go ahead and do it. But be sure to start improving your opinion with Portugal, because our focus right now is to slowly conquer or force Aragon to be in a union with us. And in the meantime, all we have to do is to play tall in Iberia. We've already conquered pretty much all of it, and all we need to do now is to get richer and richer and richer and richer. Maybe sometimes attack Morocco and sometimes attack Aragon, but that's about it. Like, we've already taken over Navarra, Granada and Portugal. After doing all of this, what you have to do now is to, remember, start integrating the province you have conquered. Never mind, it was a core apparently, so we don't have to core it. And after finishing all of your advances, you should ideally take these two, because this one gives you max RGOs on cities and towns, and this makes it cheaper to promote locations to cities and towns. And after this, you should go for everything that gives you max literacy for everything. Once you have enough prestige, your goal is to start revoking privileges from the estates. This is in order to make you get more crown power, which, as you can see, is one of the most important things because of all of the good buffs you get from having huge crown power amount. For example, now I'm going to remove this privilege, fortification licenses, because all it does is giving my societal values a debuff, like it's making it go towards decentralization, and I don't want to go towards decentralization because, as I've said on the start, centralization is way better than decentralization, so I'm going to revoke it just like this. After finishing all of the literacy advances, the next important advance is this one, the one that gives you legislative efficiency, not only because it's good per se, but because of this one, which is probably the best left, because it gives us construction speed, and this one, no, not this one that gives us prosperity recovery, which is great for the provinces we have devastation on. Remember, after certain years, you will be able to start passing union policies with Portugal. See, just like this one, codified inheritance. Ideally, you want to get all of the reforms that gives you more integration level. If you do this, eventually you'll be able to annex your personal union. So we're going to vote for it. Also, keep in mind that the requirements most of the times are just being in a union and being the senior partner, but also having spent a certain amount of time with our subject in the same union. So yeah, this is why we can't start annexing them yet, but as soon as we do, we will be able to form Spain. Once you can, be sure to assign people that's part of your crown, in this case the Castilian crown, to your cabinet. And also, if possible, it's not possible in this case because I don't have the money yet, but promote them to head of the cabinet. Why is this? Well, because this will make your crown way more powerful, and revoking privileges from the states will be way easier. Now, as I said, I'm going to declare on Aragon, and of course I'm going to call in France, just because, again, I don't want them to take provinces from Aragon, but I also don't want to wait until the 1450s, because that's too much. And yeah, if we wait that much, France is going to take provinces from Aragon instead of me. So yeah, we have to call them in and declare war, just like this. This is the pistol I'm going to take with Aragon. I'm going to take everything that belongs to Valencia and everything that belongs to Mallorca. Then I'm also going to take two states, two provinces down there, and these two I'm going to keep them for myself. Now let me peace out and check if I'm going to get coalitioned. No, I'm not, so let me send the demand just like this. And as you can see, if we now just finish integrating Granada, which we are doing right now, and maybe even Navarra, if we let all of this being unintegrated, aside from these two provinces down there, which I'm going to start integrating right now, we will be able to form Spain, and then we'll have to release Valencia and Mallorca as vassals. Once you get the professional armies institution, be sure to take the Hofnis. This is some type of cannon that allows you to siege down the forts way quicker. So it's very important, as sieges are one of the most important things in warfare. Same for this, take the armory, because this is something that gives you manpower and allows you to recruit where you build it, and you can build it, the armory, in any urban location. So this means you are able to build multiple of this building. You don't have to build it only on your capital, just as it is with the sergeantry. And as soon as you get the banking, be sure to go for the counting house building. This is because this building gives you a lot of local crown power in every province you build it. As you can see, we can call the parliament, but we're not going to do it yet because, look, I still have a truce with Aragon, and if I pass a parliament, then I won't be able to make a claim on Aragon. This is how it works. You cannot make claims on countries you have a truce on. So yeah, don't make this mistake. You want to constantly be at truce with Aragon, meaning that you want to fight them as soon as the truce is over. And you cannot do this without a proper casus belli. Like you can declare without a casus belli. But that's definitely far from optimal, right? Alright, so the truce is over, and if we click on declare war, we'll see Aragon has made some strong alliances. They were previously allied to Bohemia, but they're no longer allied, so I'm fine with this. So yeah, let's call the parliament in Valladolid as always, and let's increase ties to neighbors, maybe. Yeah, could be that. Oh, a cathedral on our capital. Let's do this one. Now, change policy. We're definitely not changing our policy. Communal values. And let's, yeah, make the claim. Let's make it on Barcelona, and we are most probably going to fail this parliament, but who cares, we already have the claim, right? So let's declare the war and call in France, select our claims, and as soon as we have a diplomat back, we'll declare the war. Alright, let's go, declare war. And let's raise all of our levies. Army levies, of course, not navy levies. And let's invade Aragon. I think France can take care of everything else in this war easily. Now Aragon gave up, they have surrendered. So we're going to send this peace deal. We're going to take every province in Catalonia, and we're going to take one more province from Aragon. We're going to send the demand just like this. Done. Yes, it's a lot of A again, but not to worry, we're going to annex Aragon on the next war. Let's start integrating this province, Alcañiz, and as soon as we finish integrating Granada, we will form Spain. There it is, we finally annexed Granada, and now as you can see, we can click there on formable country and form Spain. Again, it's a very weird Spain because we haven't integrated Navarra or Aragon, but it's still Spain, and yeah, we have a lot of non-integrated provinces, and we'll have to... Whoa, Granada didn't integrate these ones down there. Yeah, so now we'll integrate these ones using this cabinet member, and then we'll release Mallorca, Catalonia and Valencia as vassals. So I think this has been enough for today. Like, I've consolidated Iberia in way less than I expected. I expected to start colonizing and show you guys how to do it, but colonization is minimum 50 years away, so yeah, we'll have to wait until we can start colonizing. And I think this has been an already long enough video, so as I said on the video start, let me know if you wanna see a part 2. On the part 2 I'll show you how to colonize and how to expand after finally consolidating Iberia. So yeah, with all that being said, thank you so much for watching and see you on the next one. Bye bye.